I'm here down at the Naval Base, Devonport Naval Base, for the homecoming of HMS Bulwark. The ship has been away for the last 6 months, taking part in the Taurus 09 deployment, alongside a great many other ships from Plymouth, including HMS Ocean, HMS Somerset, Marines from 40 Commando, as well as Marines embarked on the other naval warships. Basically, Taurus was the largest deployment in over a decade and took the ships as far as the Far East, Brunei, Malaysia, Thailand, right the way the other side of the world for 6 months. So we've had hundreds of servicemen and women away for that time. We've got a crowd of about 200-300 people, all behind us here and way over there. Obviously they're all jolly with huge banners, very much looking forward to seeing their loved ones back safe from harm's way in Plymouth. What does it mean to come home after, I believe, a very successful deployment?
Well, it's always a very exciting time to arrive back on your base port with families and friends who haven't seen many of the sailors for literally 6 months. So it's always a very exciting moment to get back home. But we come back having had a really good 6 months of huge varied operations around the world, as far as the Far East, where we excised there for about 6 weeks, but also visits to Bangladesh and Saudi Arabia and Yemen, where we were providing assistance to local forces, operations in the Gulf of Aden against counter-piracy and in the Mediterranean, and really quite a lot of amphibious and anti-submarine warfare capability development. So a very varied and very successful time.
It was the biggest, correct me if I'm wrong, the biggest naval deployment for more than a decade, and you went as far as, I believe, the Far East. What do you think has been taken from that?
Well, the Navy is the global deployed force for defence from the maritime domain. We need to be able to do that and do that easily. We've proved that we can. I mean, that's the fundamental point, that we're a global force and we can exercise and operate at high intensity all around the world. Great.
And how have the guys enjoyed it? Well, the girls and guys, I should say.
All the ship's companies have had a fantastic time, professionally and personally. It's been a remarkable experience, from seeing real poverty in Bangladesh and India to the excitements of Thailand and Singapore, professional exercises, and they've got a great deal out of it. So it's been a varied, which I think is the most important point, but very enjoyable time. And this is exactly what the sailors do. They deploy and they serve their country abroad, and they've done that extremely well.
Excellent. What do you think of the welcome home today? I mean, it's a bit wet and damp, a bit different to what you're used to, I guess, but certainly, I mean, it's been a very warm reception.
Well, hundreds of families on the jetty to welcome the ship in. Of course, Somerset will be in about 3 hours' time, and an Ocean shortly after that. So many thousands of families coming down to welcome their loved ones back. A great welcome. Always good to see a Royal Marine Band on the jetty, adding a little bit of extra spice to it. But it's just very good to be home safely, having had a successful time.
Getting back today after 6 months has been very emotional. 6 months through the Mediterranean, Middle and Far East, taking some 3,500 people with us to conduct both diplomacy and preparations and training for that group of people. Unique. The last time we did it was 12 years ago, so it's been a fantastic experience. But I know everybody is very excited to be back today, even though it is rather gloomy and similar weather, apart from 2 degrees warmer than when we left 6 months ago.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You sound very proud of your ship's company here on board.
I am enormously proud. We've had up to 600 people on board for most of the time, a mixture of Royal Marines, the staff and our own ship's company, all of whom have behaved exceptionally well wherever they've gone. They're real ambassadors for the country and for the Navy. Yes, I'm enormously proud of them, and it's been a huge success.